This week on the Digital Coffee, LinkedIn is getting rid of creator mode. Facebook is getting rid of third-party scheduling tools for groups. And Threads is stealing something else from Twitter. Find out more about that and all the rest of the news you need to know after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for your business. My name is Amanda Webb. I can see we got lots of people watching already, so hello. Thank you for joining me so early in the show. Who am I? Who is Amanda Webb? Well, I am a digital marketing ROI consultant and trainer, which basically means that I help businesses just like yours get more money back from the time, the energy, and the cash that you're spending on your online marketing. And most of that is coming through Google Analytics. We investigate your analytics, we see how you can improve your ROI, and bang, you're there. But enough about me. I want to know about you. Now, I've had some problems with comments coming through from various channels recently. So please do comment, because if I don't see it pop up now, I'll come and respond to your comments later. But I'd love to know, are you watching? You're watching. I can see you're there. I'd love to know where you're watching, both like physically. I know we've got people in Edinburgh today, so Making may be watching in Edinburgh. But where else in the world are you watching from? And what channel are you watching on? Are you on LinkedIn? Which is problematic for comments. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter/X? Are you on YouTube? I'd love to know. And a third question, like this is like the Inquisition, totally. What's in your mug? Is it tea? Is it coffee? Is it something else? Mine is full of digital coffee, which sadly is invisible. So I can't drink it, but I'd love to know what's in yours. But I can see Making is here. She is drinking, she puts on her glasses, flowering green tea. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, you don't want to, oh, hello Joanne, good to hear from you. You're in Kildare, like myself, and you're drinking water. Weirdly, also like myself, it's one of those days. I need to hydrate. Okay, you're here for the news. So before the news, I almost forgot. But if you find this interesting, if you would like to come and have a chat, yes, a proper chat, you can join myself and Making Sang at 10:30 a.m. over on LinkedIn, where we'll discuss one of these hot topics in more detail. We'll also talk about who won the internet this week and who lost the internet this week. And because it's a LinkedIn live audio, you can request to join in and have your say, and then you'll be on our podcast. How cool is that? Have I done all the advertising bits now? Apparently, yes. Okay, time for the news.
This is Making Sang, first name Making, from the firm Creator, and you have been watching the Digital Coffee Show with Amanda Webb.
Tell me this, did you switch on LinkedIn creator mode? If you don't know what I'm talking about, the answer is probably no. But if you did, there's this little toggle you can put on your profile that would switch you into creator mode. And it gave you additional features like live streaming. That is why I am here on LinkedIn right now, because I switched on creator mode. And there was a bunch of other stuff as well that you got from it. And you got access to new features first. All sorts of cool stuff. But apparently, LinkedIn is killing creator mode. It is going away, which is kind of annoying, but actually not as annoying as I initially thought, because even though you will no longer be able to choose whether you want to be in creator mode or not, all those special features like live streaming that we got on creator mode are now going to be available to everyone, which I think is pretty cool. Except for one. And that one is hashtags. So when you switched on creator mode, you were prompted to choose, I think, 3 to 5 hashtags that would tell people what you talked about. So, maybe because it was a while ago, maybe I chose Google Analytics, for example, or GA4. And those hashtags would appear on your profile and it would give people an idea of why they should follow you. That's going. No more hashtags about what you're talking about. Part of me thinks this is good because I haven't reviewed them to see if I do actually talk about the topics that are there. But this is also throwing a bit of fuel onto the fire because there have been rumours over the last few weeks that LinkedIn is making hashtags less relevant. It's making it less a part of the algorithm, what it will push out to people. So, and it's not just LinkedIn, is it? I think a lot of platforms are also seeing less relevance in hashtags and focusing more on keywords because they can. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch. But basically good news because you get all the cool features whether you decide to be a creator or not.
Hi, I'm Danielle from Redbow and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
I hate to say it, but Facebook is absolutely the best place to build I hate the word community because it's not always community, but to get a group of people together. So, Facebook groups, they totally rule. I mean, there's a few reasons for that, isn't there? It's because, you could go and create a group somewhere else, but not everyone is au fait with other platforms. Like I think there's one called like Mighty Groups or something like that. You can build groups on things like Slack and Discord, and I am seeing a growth in that, but that's kind of annoying because I have to have the Slack app, I have to have the Discord app, I have to remember to look at them. And that's been the benefit of Facebook because most people have a Facebook group. And you'll know as well, in your feed on Facebook, you just see a whole bundle of Facebook group content, right? I see it all the time. That is what I see. So it's interesting to note that Facebook is, I keep getting this word wrong. I always used to think it was depreciating, but it's deprecating. Deprecating the API for Facebook groups. What does that mean? That means that third-party scheduling tools will no longer be able to connect to those groups and you won't be able to schedule content through them. I imagine you'll still be able to do it through the LinkedIn group yourself, the Facebook group itself. It also means that you won't be able to reply to comments through third-party tools, so none of the engagement tools will work. You'll also not be able to, live stream. Well, you will be able to live stream, but you won't be able to use a third-party tool to kind of like set up the event and live stream to groups. Now, it's not happening till April and we're not quite sure what the restrictions are going to be. I have used groups almost as long as I've been using Facebook. I've used them to organise events. I've used them to bring people together that are doing courses. I used it last year for my Analytics Day conference, simply because it's very easy for people to get access to it. And I use live streaming to groups. I use that as part of my conference. Now, looking at some notifications from Ecamm Live, which is the system that I use to live stream, it's possible we'll still be able to use a custom stream key to stream into an event in a Facebook group. It just won't be able to do the whole setup for you. And obviously you won't be able to see comments coming in for people that are commenting on that live stream, which is kind of annoying, but it's a solution. It's a solution, right? So this is really interesting. So initially I was thinking, why would Facebook do this? Because obviously groups is where it's all happening. Whether you think that you're not getting any reach on your group or not, that's because there's a lot of groups, there's a lot of content. But I am, predominantly seeing group content in my feed. But you know what I'm not necessarily seeing? I'm not necessarily seeing content from group admins, and maybe Facebook thinks that scheduled content isn't valuable. The way to build a community is to promote the posts from members of that community rather than the admins. I don't know, it's just a theory, but it's going to be annoying if you run a group. I know, there's so many people. I can see a big number here of people watching. I know you're commenting. It's kind of frustrating that I can't see it. It's going to get worse, isn't it, if that happens with Facebook groups?
I'm Ant McGinley and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
One thing I really miss on Threads from Twitter, because just in case you hadn't noticed, not using Twitter much anymore, tend to go over to Threads. But there's one thing. There's a couple of things that I miss. I do miss, if I need to know what is happening right now, I go to Twitter, because that's what Twitter does really well. It keeps me informed about what's happening. So if there's something, in town, if there's some sort of like thing going on in town, you know, and you're rubbernecking. I rubberneck on Twitter to find out what's going on. That's how it works. What's the weather going to be like? I can follow Carla Weather on Twitter and see their latest update rather than maybe one they posted 3 days ago, which is what Threads does. So that's kind of annoying. But now they're introducing a Twitter feature that I think is pretty cool. Now, if you are a business and you come to me and you work with me and you suggest copying everything that your competitor is doing, I would always say no. So it's interesting that Meta are ignoring this, because the new feature they're bringing is trending topics. And I am really happy to see this there, because it's one of the features that I used a lot on Twitter to go in and see what was happening right now, or to see what topics people were talking about right now, what topics people in my network were talking about right now. Because I haven't seen how this will work, I can't see is it a direct copy, but I do think it will be really useful. But Instagram boss Adam Mosseri, I think I said his name right for the first time ever, Adam Mosseri, is unsure about this. He's lukewarm about it. He says he doesn't think this is going to help Threads grow, but he knows it's what the users want, so he's giving it to us. Seems nice. There is a problem, of course, because when you do search on Threads, it's not real-time search. It's an algorithmically based search, showing you things that they think are most relevant at the top. So even if you click into a trending topic, you could still be seeing Alan from Carlo Weather's post from 3 days ago. It's going to be interesting to see how it works. Yes, I would like that real-time option in search. That is what I would really like next. Adam, if you're listening, that is what I would like. Please give it to me, please.
Hey, I'm Christine Gritman, and you are watching The Digital Coffee with social media superstar Amanda Webb.
X. I was thinking, is it Twitter? Is it X? It's X. X has worked really hard to make your links almost indistinguishable from other content on the platform. You may remember they took away headlines, they took away the description, and now you just get this big photograph. So if you are lucky enough for the algorithm to decide to show your link in the Twitter feed, people don't even know it's a link, so you're not going to click it. So traffic tanked from Twitter/X. But now they're introducing something. Actually, this has been long. This is something that they were about to introduce on Twitter just when Elon Musk bought it. Just going to say that. And then it went away again. And now it's coming back. And it is there. I can see the option now in my Twitter account. And the option, I think I may have what it's going to look like. You will be able to write an article on Twitter. And when you write that article on Twitter, which is going to be a long form article, firstly, you'll need to be a premium subscriber to do it. But once you publish it, you're going to get a proper link preview. Yes, you're going to get a photo, you're going to get a headline, you're going to get a description. It's going to be totally clickable. People will click and consume your content without having to leave Twitter. It's a win for you as a content creator. It's a win for Twitter. But of course, this isn't what you should be doing. You should be posting your content on your website, because what happens when Elon Musk says he doesn't like you and deletes your account or does something? I'm not even ringing my bell. I feel like this needs about 5 bells. What happens when Elon Musk decides he doesn't like your channel and it goes away? So firstly, post it on your website. Make sure it's indexed by Google. Once it's indexed by Google on your website, it won't matter if you republish it on Twitter. But if you are big on Twitter, if Twitter is a channel, it's going to definitely be worth republishing there to get more eyes on the content that took you so long to construct. I can see I've got a comment here from May King. May King says she's never clicked on a hashtag to see other posts on LinkedIn, so you don't think you'll miss creator mode either. No, I don't think any of us will. You know, I have a confession to make. I am a lazy social media marketer and I rarely use hashtags anywhere, and I still manage to sell stuff through social media. So I think we could get into a whole thing about hashtags, but maybe that's, and I could well be wrong. So maybe that's for another day.
Hi, I'm Lee from Wellshot, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Cheers.
If you are big on X/Twitter, if that is your key platform and you get a lot of engagement, it can be really hard to stay on top of all the comments that are coming in. I mean, if you have a post go viral, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff there. If you are even looking at all the comments on someone's post, it can be really hard to see the important stuff. I mean, you have to scroll really fast past all the nasty stuff first. Am I really anti-Twitter now? You have to scroll really fast past all the nasty stuff to find the good stuff, right? But that could be about to change because it looks like X is going to give us the option to filter our replies by trending. So I guess that's the one that gets the most engagement, most recent, or most liked. That's going to help you find the best comments, the ones that is going to be really important to respond to. But of course, as much as possible, as long as they're not trolls, you should be responding to all the comments. So maybe it's just a way of prioritizing. It is going to help though. It's going to help you filter into the good stuff. It's going to be great for social media managers because obviously if a post is getting engaged with, a comment is getting engaged with, even if it's on someone else's account, engaging with the person who's leaving that comment is probably a good idea as long as it's on brand for you, which is the problem with Twitter right now, isn't it?
Hi, I'm Charlie Lawrence and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Could we soon be sending an iMessage to WhatsApp and WhatsApp responding and sending it back to an iMessage, or Telegram, or talking about evil networks, or is Viber still a thing? Could we be sending a message from Viber to WhatsApp or any of those other messaging tools? Well, it looks like, yes, we might be, because I have to look, see what it's called. The Digital Marketing Act in Europe, which has recently been passed, insists that messaging apps should open their services to other chat apps. I think it's called like interportability or something long-winded like that, which means basically, you shouldn't have to be tied to one chat app in order to communicate. You shouldn't have to go and join a particular app to communicate with people. So WhatsApp's solution, not great but useful, is that they're going to offer their platform open to other apps. So all your Telegrams, your Signal, your Viber, your iMessage, but only if they sign up to the same double encryption and privacy standards that it already has in place. And I think that's probably important because that's one of the reasons people would use WhatsApp. But this is good news for you as a business if you have clients in regions that don't particularly use WhatsApp. So WhatsApp, huge. I think in Europe, but definitely in the UK and Ireland, WhatsApp is a massive tool that gets used by virtually everyone. But as we've seen on previous shows, it's small, it's growing, but it's small in the United States. So if you want to communicate with people in the United States, WhatsApp is not necessarily the best solution. Wouldn't it be great if they could use their most used tool, which is iMessage, or even Messenger, to send those messages to WhatsApp and you could still have a conversation? It's kind of the way the web's going, right, as well, because we've talked about the Fediverse, which basically would mean instead of you like posting on a social network, your social network profile is kind of like your address on the web, like an email address, and your content then can be populated out to any of the other apps in the Fediverse. So actually becoming less, it's the opposite of what social networks tend to want, but becoming less reliant on one social network or one group of social networks or one messaging app. I think it's good for consumers at the end of the day. I feel like I've had a big rant and I'm really hoping I'm missing lots of comments because I usually have a whole lot of you commenting on LinkedIn. So I am going to come and please leave a comment because it reassures me that you are actually watching. I'll come and respond to you after the show. But we're not at the end of the news yet. No. We have another one for me to rant about. So get ready for that.
Hello, this is Rob Charles, the voice of Mike on Forever FM on Peter Kay's Car Share. BAFTA award winning, I've got to say, but I've not seen the BAFTA yet. Anyway, you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Enjoy. I'm on tea. Shh.
Have you noticed on LinkedIn there's a new tab? There's a new tab. Some people have it. I have it. I didn't realize not everyone had it. There is a new tab in your connections menu, which is it's really annoying. So now when you clicked into the little people tab, you have grow, which brings in your connection requests. And then there's another tab called catch up, which is like the most annoying thing ever in the whole world. It hasn't. Like, it's somebody's birthday, somebody got a new job, congratulate this person for 5 years in a job, all that stuff. Now, that used to appear in notifications, right? And that was annoying when it appeared there. In fact, it was so annoying that I started getting notification blindness. Yes, I'd check my notifications, but I'd scroll through really fast and often miss the important notifications when somebody was talking about me. So LinkedIn had a thought and went, you know what? We're going to move that out of notifications and we're going to stick it in connections. So now I think, oh, I've got all these connection requests, and I go in, it's just somebody's birthday. Somebody's looking to hire. Can I help them? Okay, so I find it annoying, but there is an even more annoying feature here, because when you click in, say somebody is having a birthday or somebody's having a work anniversary, you click in and AI will prompt what you should respond with. So whether it's publicly or as a direct message. Which sounds like it's handy, right? But no, LinkedIn, come on. That means we're going to get even more direct message, spammy, AI-generated direct messages and comments on our posts. I mean, I just don't know. Rant alert. I haven't got the button here. But rant alert. Yes, I'll definitely press the button making in my head. Rant alert. Okay. I've been very ranty today. I do apologise, but it is very annoying. Do you not think? I think it's very annoying. I could be wrong. Maybe you disagree. And if you disagree, of course, you can come over to LinkedIn, which I do still love, at 10:30 a.m, where we'll be discussing one of these topics in more detail. And you'll also find out who won the internet and who lost the internet this week. So do come and join us. If you don't want to scan the QR code, just go and follow Making Sang, T-S-A-N-G, over on LinkedIn, because she sets up the event and you will see it there. So hopefully you can join us there. If not, I will be back here, same bat time, same bat place next week. Until then, bye-bye.